We have a psychological quirk called the ostrich effect. When faced with financial fear, like stacked credit card bills or a draining bank account, our instinct is to bury our heads in the sand. We tell ourselves that if we simply avoid looking at the numbers, the anxiety isn't real. But ignoring the danger doesn't neutralize it. Over the next 6 minutes, we are going to build a precise 6-month blueprint designed to take your financial life from its current unpredictability and put it entirely on autopilot. To start, you need 3 baseline tools: a steady income, access to your bank statements, and a dedicated way to track your numbers, whether that is a mobile app or a simple spreadsheet. Completing this exact sequence separates those who perpetually panic about money from those who build lasting wealth. We are going to shift money management from a stressful daily burden into a working system that functions without your constant intervention. Month 1 is purely diagnostic. Your single mandate is to log every single transaction the exact second it occurs. If you wait until the end of the month to remember what a random $17 payment was for, the data is already lost. This diagram represents your tracking system in action. You will take 30 days of raw, logged expenses and sort them into 3 distinct baskets: your bare minimum living needs, your lifestyle wants, and your investments for the future. The critical failure point usually hides right here. You might think you spend $20 a week on food delivery, only to discover you are actually spending $200. You have to identify these oversized, hidden surprises. Once you spot those leaks, we move to month 2. Your objective is to temporarily cut back on those specific bloated expenses until you have saved exactly 1 month's worth of your basic needs. Think of this as your primary safety net. This is a targeted, tactical sprint. You are not taking a permanent vow of financial starvation or swearing off vacations forever. You are simply pausing the extras for a few weeks to build a buffer. Having 1 full month of living expenses sitting untouched in a bank account provides immediate psychological relief. Securing this baseline buffer breaks the cycle of month-to-month financial panic. In month 3, we audit the debt jungle. If you have liabilities hanging over you, the first step is to split them into 2 strictly defined categories. This split-screen chart illustrates the difference. On the left, we have good debt, like education or a home mortgage. These usually sit below a 10% interest rate and are used to build long-term value. On the right, we have bad debt, credit cards and personal loans carrying 15 to 40% interest rates, tied to things that lose value the second you buy them. To eliminate that bad debt, we use a countermeasure known as the snowball method. We isolate all of your high-interest liabilities and rank them strictly by size, putting the smallest outstanding balance right at the top. Here is the operational tactic. You pay the absolute minimum required on everything, but you aggressively direct all your surplus cash at that top slot. Once that smallest debt is obliterated, you take the cash flow you were using for it and point it directly at the next item on the list. If you are entirely debt-free, your month 3 objective is defensive. You take the 1-month safety net you built in month 2 and you expand it to cover 3 to 6 months of basic living expenses. The snowball method works because it mathematically leverages human psychology. By scoring immediate, highly visible wins on those smaller balances, you manufacture the momentum required to clear your largest liabilities. Month 4 is where we transition from defensive cleanup to offensive wealth generation. But before we attempt growth, we have to establish a foundational floor of protection. You must secure term life insurance and comprehensive health insurance. These act as the ultimate firewall against catastrophic loss, ensuring a medical emergency doesn't wipe out the progress you just made. With protection in place, we use the age rule to calculate your exact asset allocation without emotional guesswork. This chart shows how it works. If you are 25 years old, 25% of your investable cash goes into safe assets, like fixed deposits, and the remaining 75% goes into the market. For that market portion, we target a highly diversified, low-friction index fund. Rather than picking individual winners, you invest directly into a composite block like the Nifty 50, which automatically tracks the 50 largest companies in the country. Deploying index funds effectively removes human emotion from your investing strategy. It allows you to capture the long-term upward trajectory of the broader market without having to constantly monitor financial news. Month 5 introduces a hard mathematical reality. This graph shows the limits of saving. Expense cutting has a hard floor. You still have to eat and pay rent. But income expansion has no defined ceiling. Now that your baseline is secure, your focus shifts to generating new revenue streams. That means negotiating a raise at your primary job, deploying your specific skills for freelance work, or launching digital products that generate passive cash flow. By month 6, you have a fully functional system. The final mandate is total automation. Our objective here is to remove the need for daily discipline from the wealth creation process. This diagram represents your new financial engine. The very moment your paycheck hits your account, it is instantly and automatically divided. The correct amounts are routed directly into investments, debt payments, and utility bills before you even have a chance to look at the balance. Total automation ensures you never miss a payment and never skip an investment. It transforms wealth building from a series of exhausting daily choices into a passive system that runs in the background. Let's look at your new reality. Over the span of half a year, your money has become accurately tracked, protected, growing, and fully self-driving. People often misunderstand how true wealth operates. The rich do not amass money by ignoring their accounts and hoping for the best. They build wealth by dictating the exact destination of every single penny, creating a vast but controlled system. Do not look ahead to month 6 today. Do not worry about index funds or automation yet. Your only task right now, today, is to open a spreadsheet and log the very next purchase you make. Logging that one transaction provides the raw data you need to start. It is the specific action that begins the habit, eventually turning this 6-month plan into a permanent fixture of your life.